So if you're someone who has played Dishonored, any Dishonored game actually, you may be familiar with the Chaos System, which is a unique system where the game changes depending on your decisions gameplay-wise. And I was thinking this system could potentially work in an Assassin's Creed game, provided, Ubisoft implemented the mechanic properly and not give their own horrible spin on it, right? So what is the Chaos System? Well, in essence, I think the easiest way to explain the Chaos System is it's a system that takes note of how you deal with guards or how you deal with enemies inside a stealth game, or maybe inside a game in general. The system will take note if you're killing guards or you're just passing by them, or maybe you're just knocking them out, instead of straight out killing them. And as you progress through the game and as the game itself analyzes your actions, the game world will change depending on how you play. So for example, in Dishonored, when you're playing non-lethally, which equates to the low chaos side of the chaos system, the world is somewhat brighter. It's somewhat less hostile, I guess could be the term. But alternatively, if you've been going through the game and killing everyone, going out of your way to make sure every guard in the vicinity is not alive anymore, then the game will take note of that and puts you in the high chaos criteria. And what would happen then is that the game will change based on that, and the game will basically be hostile towards you. There will be a lot of dead bodies in the streets, leading to more rats, and the more spread of the plague that was taking over Karnaca. And I think that this kind of system could work in Assassin's Creed, not just because it's a cool system, but I think it's a system that would benefit almost every stealth game there is. And I say this because one of the reasons why I fell in love with stealth games was Dishonored. And it was specifically because of this system, because of the Chaos System. Because the thing is, the system showed me that in the stealth game genre, you can have this sort of choice, a moral choice actually, that you will exercise throughout the game. And it will have consequences, it will have rewards. And the game itself and the game world will react to what you are doing gameplay wise, and not just the choices you make during dialogue, which I think is super cool. Especially, I'm someone who loves to go through Assassin's Creed, but I also do that in other games, in other stealth games. And when I played Dishonored, it was just insane how the Chaos System worked. But yeah, enough of fanboying about the Chaos System. So let's talk about how it would work in Assassin's Creed. Actually, I think it would fit the RPG style. I mean, it would also fit the older style, but since, Ubisoft is keen on doing the RPGs, I think it also would work with the RPG games. Like in Shadows, it could work. They will really just need to add more care about level design, right? So for instance, let's first look at a high chaos run, right? So for example, in Assassin's Creed Shadow, you go through the first few levels, let's say the first 5 or 4 levels, doing a high chaos run. So basically you're just going into the levels, killing every guards, every enemies you see, and just completing your objective with no one left alive. And so around the next, maybe the 6th mission, maybe the 7th, or maybe later on, you will start to see the effect of your actions. Maybe there are more guards in a certain area because in a previous level you annihilated everyone in that area, and so the bosses, or I don't know, the officers in that area or whatever, decided, okay, let's put up 30 more guards in this area to make sure that doesn't happen again. And so when you're at a later level and you go back to that area for maybe a side mission or even another main mission, you will be met with this army, and you'll have to make your way through them. And if you're still keen of playing that lethal assassin, like a high chaos assassin, you're gonna have a field day, right? You'll have plenty of enemies to assassinate. You'll have plenty of enemies to try out your creative stealth kills or whatever. And that works narratively, and it also rewards players who like doing lethal kills because this time they have more enemies to play around with. Now alternatively, let's say you go through the first few levels as a ghost, right? You don't kill anyone except your target. You use knockouts when in a situation where the guard is really not moving, and really just, maybe you're around 30 hours in the game and you just have 4 kills or 5 kills because you really just assassinate your targets and no one else. And then the same level that we've talked about before, you will have fewer enemies, right? You probably have maybe 10 less enemies in the area, and maybe you have other opportunities. Maybe because you were very careful, you were very stealthy, the officer in the area is not alarmed. He's not scared that an assassin would attack him or would assassinate him, and so he throws a party. And in that party, you have a lot of guests, you have a lot of civilian guests, and so what would happen is you would have a high density of people similar to Unity in that area, and so you can use them for social stealth. This allows you to, play more effectively as a ghost at that level when you are in low chaos, compared to if you are in high chaos and there would be a few civilians and more guards. Another way that the chaos system could work in Assassin's Creed is just through the side missions, through like side narratives. So for example, you've been ghosting around and so you're in low chaos. You may encounter a certain side quest differently compared to when you're on high chaos. So let's say for example, there's a side mission about a guard or maybe a samurai who needs you to do something, and if you're on low chaos, the samurai will be friendly to you and he will help you with the quest, maybe give you additional information, maybe even join you during the quest. But if you're on high chaos, the samurai would be hostile towards you. Heck, they may even fight you, maybe you killed their friend or their brother or something, right? And that would help show like the consequence of your action as a player, and it will help the game feel more immersive, right? And I think that's one of the key things that an RPG should do, actually, is to make sure that the player feels immersive. And in an RPG/stealth game, which I guess is what I want with Assassin's Creed in its future if they're going to the route of RPGs, they need to provide the player that feeling of immersion through your choices, through the gameplay. Because I feel like Assassin's Creed and choices through dialogue just doesn't work, because first of all, in the grand scheme of things, we're not playing as the assassin, right? We're playing as someone who's reliving the memories of that assassin or of that character in search of a certain objective, like maybe an artifact or maybe a place, whatever, it depends, it doesn't really matter. And so it would be weird to have different endings, like Odyssey for example. Lila was reliving Cassandra's memories, so why are there multiple endings? Why can you choose to either kill Deimos or not kill Deimos, right? That's weird narratively because you're reliving memories, right? Unless you're reliving memories from the multiverse, I guess that would work. I guess, yeah, that would work, but I don't think, I hope not, that is the route Assassin's Creed is going to.